y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a faith planner video for you. This is my faith planner that I started in July 2000. It is from the Happy Planner, and it is the big size. So the sheets of paper inside are 8.5 by 11, and I have really enjoyed using it. So what I have been doing is, on the monthly layouts, you can see I started mid-July. I write a verse a day, usually pertaining to what I've studied that day. And then in the weekly spreads, I decorate it using pieces from Illustrated Face Print and Pray Shop or just some extra printables that I have, and I take notes. Up here in these boxes, I write the scripture that I have studied that day, and then I take notes. They're not comprehensive, they're just a few little notes, but it's a great way for me to focus my morning quiet time. And I have really enjoyed using it this month or this year, and I cannot wait to continue using it in 2021. So what I am planning on doing is getting my faith planner set up for this next year, 2021. And let me share with you what I'm going to do. Normally, I do not decorate the monthly spreads. However, in the month of December, I did choose to do an advent calendar style for my monthly spread where I had the scripture that I wanted to write kind of hidden beneath, and I thought it was so fun. It was a lot of fun to decorate the spread. So I think I'm going to continue doing that. And you can tell that I'm only 6 months into this. This is an 18-month planner, and it is already getting pretty full. When I have all of that paper in there that I add as decorations, it kind of gets pretty chunky. So what I'm going to do is change out the rings, and then I am actually going to use this. This is the scripture writing plan from the Beloved Society. You can pick it up at the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray Shop. That's what I did. And what it is a writing plan for the entire year. So you have all the months of the year represented. Each week has 5 days, Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday are a chance for you to catch up, or most likely I will be just choosing different verses to write on those days. And this is kind of walking us through Psalms and Proverbs, just pointing out some different scriptures to focus on. I thought this would be great to use for my scripture writing plan for 2021 because it's awesome. It's planned out for you. You already have just a few decorations that will be perfect for adding a little bit to those monthly spreads in this planner. So I thought I would go ahead and add in January. Now I went ahead and printed them all. I printed them at full size, and then I printed it at 50%, or I did 2 to a page and I only printed out 1 per page because I'm wondering which ones will fit better in my layouts. So I have all of those to choose from. I'm going to show you how I plan to store these inside my faith planner so that I don't lose them. And yeah, so I'm going to get it set up for 2021. Go ahead and get January set and ready to go, and just bring you guys along. Let's go. I'm starting off by switching out the disc. I'm going to use these gold expander discs, and normally I don't really like the expander discs because they're just so big, but I think that they are going to work well once this starts to get even more full than it already is. So I just took the covers off my faith planner, and I will insert the discs, pop them in here, and then I will start shifting over month by month all of the different papers that are in the main planner. And again, this is just what I really like about the Happy Planner system. It's easy to change your mind, to move things around. If I wanted to take out the completed months, I could have just done that and saved them in a different planner journal. There's a lot of things you can do, and I like that you have the options with this one. So that's why I've opted for this faith planner and this method of kind of organizing how I'm going to do my morning quiet time. And I have skipped ahead in the video to where I'm finishing up the end of 2021 right here, putting in December. I do have some journaling cards over there on the side, and I have that folder inserted in the planner, but I don't think I'm actually going to keep it there because I haven't really used it, and I have another plan for how I want to include sermon notes and how I want to include these scripture writing pages directly into my faith planner. Here I have pulled out 2 pieces of scrap paper from my stash. These are Felicity Jane, and I am trimming them down to 8.5 by 11, standard paper size, and I'm going to use them to create 2 brand new dividers for my faith journal. So like a lot of churches, my church kind of releases sermon notes every week that you can add to, just kind of a loose outline of what the sermon is going to be, and we get sent them digitally so we can print them out. And of course in church they have programs that you can pick up, but I like printing mine out on full-size sheets of paper, and I'd like to keep them in an organized way. So I figured having a place directly in my faith planner would probably be a good idea, good method for putting them in there. So I'm going to create my own dividers for that section and for a section where I can put in the scripture writing plan. So you can see I trimmed down those papers, and I'm using my tab punch to just punch out tabs. I'm punching 2 tabs so that each one has a double tab. It just gives it a little extra strength in my opinion. And you can see I have the Happy Planner punch over there on the side that punches the correct size disc holes so that it will work in the Happy Planner system. I am kind of playing around with where I want to put the tab, but I opt to put the first one at the top. This will be for sermon notes. And then for the next one, I'll put it kind of just down a little bit, and that's where I will do my scripture writing plan. And now I just want to label this paper. I'm again just pulling things from my stash to make these new dividers because I have it here ready to go, and it's beautiful paper, beautiful alphas. So I'll just use that. These I think are Maggie Holmes, not totally sure. Love the color scheme, and I will use them to spell out sermons. I'm actually going to add a little bit of glue just because this isn't in a page protector. I just feel like it's very likely that these alphas, they're kind of a chipboard alpha, that they would fall off. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to make sure that they stay in place. And I will just pull them out and spell out the word sermons and have a nice title for my divider. Then I pull out my trusty label maker, and I'm going to use clear label tape so that I can add it to that tab up top, and we'll add the title sermon so I will know where to flip as I'm adding in different sermon notes. And I thought it would be fun on my monthly spread to write a sermon topic on each Sunday, the topic of that sermon, and then I will have the notes in the back. I think that will be super handy. Kind of looking forward to that organization system because a lot of times I refer back to those notes. I take notes on top of notes, if that makes sense, on top of the outline. And so if I'm wanting to journal a page about a particular sermon, then I will have access to those notes ready to go. I am going to follow a similar procedure for the second divider, and this is where I will keep all of the scripture writing plans as well as that artwork that comes with it, and I'll just keep it in the faith journal so I won't have to worry about misplacing it. It'll all be together, and so each month when I'm ready to set up my main calendar page for writing scripture out, then it will be ready to go. So just labeling it, same thing, printing out 2 labels that will say scripture, just because I thought scripture writing would be too big to write on there. So I'll add those on the tabs, and then I'm actually going to pick, it's kind of random, but it's kind of a foam alpha that is really pretty, holographic. I just have never used it. It's in my stash from, I don't know, I think a grab bag kit that I picked up at some point, and it goes, this particular divider is pink and white and black, and so I went ahead and grabbed these alphas. Again, using things from your stash to customize your planner is a great idea, and the way Happy Planner makes it easy with the punch and with the ability to kind of add your own pages, I think is a lot of fun. So I'm going to add this little scrap right here as a place for those letters to live, and then here is this cute set of alphas, and I will add the word scripture. I am a little nervous because I did use chipboard, and then these are like thickers of foam alpha, so it does add a little bit of bulk, but I figured if it doesn't end up working out, I can always, again, just make new dividers. It's just so easy to do, you know, to change things out and make it work for what you're looking for. I just wanted a chance to use this alpha, and I hadn't gotten to use it yet. I love the holographic little lines going through it. I think they are super fun, and I think it looks super cute in the end. All right, done with those custom dividers. I will put them in the back. I kind of debated, should I put them in the front or the back? I decided to opt for the back. So I'll flip all the way to the end of 2021 craziness, and we'll add in those two particular dividers, just popping them in right there. And then what I'm going to do is bring back my hole punch, the disc punch, the Happy Planner version, and I'll just start punching these print offs or printables that I went ahead and printed off the whole scripture plan, and I'll put January all the way through December, put them straight into my faith planner so they're ready to go. And it's funny because I went ahead and put January even though I'm about to pull it out and get to decorating. It's at this point that I'm super glad I went ahead and put in those expander discs, because I know it would have been too much for the classic size discs. So the medium disc would have, been completely full at this point. I still have a little bit of room to expand, so I'm hoping that this will last me for all of 2021, and then of course I'll be looking for a new faith planner at the end of next year. All right, so now that I have all of the layout of my planner ready to go, then I've pulled out the monthly spread for January. I'm going to pull out these two sheets that I printed off for January and start decorating. It's a little weird because I haven't done a lot of decorating in these monthly spreads at all. So I wasn't really sure where to start. There's some colorful flowers up top that don't necessarily go with the colors of the printables that I want to use. So I wasn't sure how I would work with that. And I decided to go ahead and pull some washi from my stash and found this green washi that I thought would go really nicely. Once I get it on there though, you guys, it's a lot of green, and green is not a color that I normally go with. It's just, I don't know. It was a lot of green, and green's definitely not a color I think of for January. That's not, it just didn't work. It ended up not working out for me. So I put it on. I even take the time to trim it out just because I think, well, I'll kind of move on with the page and see if maybe I end up liking that washi, and I just didn't. You'll see me pull it off in just a bit. I trimmed it down. I think it was just too heavy. It was too much green. I just wanted to bring in a hint of green. It was doing the job of covering up some of those flowers up top, which was awesome. But it's, like I said, look at all that green. It's a lot. It was a lot, but I gave it a try. I tried to use some different washi from my stash, and that is what's important, but I'll opt for something different here in a bit. All right, next thing will be to get to some fussy cutting. Now, I'm not wanting these monthly spreads to be like crazy decorated. Like I said, the main goal of the monthly spread is to have room to write scripture on a daily basis. I did not mind the undecorated pages, but I figured since this scripture writing plan comes with some beautiful artwork ready to go, then it would be really nice to just have it in there. I'm glad I printed it smaller. I can still read it pretty easily, and now I can fit it here on the sidebar of my monthly layout on the week that is gonna belong to, so that works out really well. This is where I'm like, oh, the green, I'm taking it off. I'm opting to take it off, and I'm going to go with a lighter green, more of a minty green that kind of matches that bottom box that you're seeing right there, and I like it much better. It's much more subtle, so that's what's awesome about washi tape. You can change your mind. Plus it has a little bit of gold, and I like me some shine, so why not add just a few touches here and there. Once I adhere these scripture boxes down, then the fussy cutting goes into overdrive. So I'm going to cut out all of those little elements and then just kind of scatter them around the page. So I love that each month comes with one of the Beloved Society girls. I think that they are all beautiful. I don't know that there is any Beloved Society devotional / artwork that I am not in love with. I think they're so beautiful. So I love that each girl has a month, or each month has a girl. So I'll start with this girl, and I think I'm going to kind of follow the same pattern each month. So I will put her in the upper left-hand corner. She kind of sets the tone for the month, and I just think she is dreamy. She looks cozy in her little knit sweater. So cute. And I love the pop of blue on her earrings. Very, very cute. So I'll nestle her behind that top box She fills in that sidebar nicely, and now I'll just fussy cut out the rest of the elements. They are kind of different sizes, and I'm avoiding the boxes where I know I'm going to be writing scriptures, so it was a little bit tricky to find places to put all of them, but that's okay. I did find places. I think they kind of set the tone, set the mood for the month without being overbearing on the page. Now that they are all cut out and placed, then I'll just adhere them down with my Tombow. Like I said, super simple. You know, I might experiment with some different things through the year, adding a little stamping here and there. But what I love about these pages at the end of the month is all of the writing, all the scripture that I can see that I went over and that I meditated on. And I think that is the most special part of having the faith planner and being able to look back on quiet time, on things that I studied at different points in the year. And I think that is pretty meaningful and pretty special as you're kind of marking your faith journey. I would love to hear if you have a plan for how you're going to do some scripture writing this year, or maybe a Bible study series that you plan to follow. Are you going to do a faith planner, faith journal, prayer journal? Let me know below. I love hearing how different people approach the word. I love that people change it up depending on how they really feel God moving in their lives, how they feel called to study. I think it's so important to listen to those whispers. And if things are feeling a little stale, then don't be afraid to change things up. Study in a different way, read from a different source. Just try to, keep things fresh. And I love, love, love hearing what you guys are doing. I will make sure to link everything down below, including this faith planner. If I can find it, it has been out of stock, but I know that they released a new one for 2021, so you can check that out for sure on the Happy Planner website. I'll also link this Beloved Society scripture writing plan from Illustrated Faith. It is a great one, and I'm sure it's going to be really impactful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.